And next up this week is Rocknrolla, directed and written by Guy Ritchie. And if you've seen any of his other films, Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, it follows a lot of the same premises of that, where you have extremely diverse cast, and they're all kind of working towards the same thing. In this, there's an old school gangster that is trying to kind of run the show in the city, and he's given a painting by a Russian businessman that ends up stolen by his stepson, who is a hardcore drug addict, the lead of a rock and roll band. But what I think really kind of left this a little bit lacking for me is seeing the other Guy Ritchie movies, and they were so good and so engaging and so funny that this one really kind of fell short from that goalpost.
Well, it's mostly the plot.
Yeah,
and we could spend probably 20 minutes explaining it to you. But I mean, it's complex in the sense that it was created to be complex.
Yeah.
Not that it really needed to be complex. If you've seen Lock, Stock, and Snatch, I mean, those are very complex plots. But I mean, they're not complex in service of that goal. They don't set out to be complex, and I think this one did. Really, the story exists just for a dumping ground for the characters. And the characters are all very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Very amusing. I like Gerard Butler especially as 1-2, and they all have like goofy names, Mumbles and 1-2 and Johnny Quid. But I mean, the plot is really just a place to put these guys.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad plot. It wasn't as interesting as his other movies.
No.
I mean, he's probably going to be, Guy Ritchie is probably going to be living those other movies down for the rest of his career. But I mean, it was an entertaining movie, certainly.
Oh yeah.
That the plot was more complex than it needed to be, I think, it is a failing, but it wasn't a deal breaker.
No, I mean, it was still fun enough watching the characters interact. There's this play between Gerard Butler's character 1-2 and another member of the crew named Handsome Bob that is particularly funny. I'm not going to give it away here. You'll have to check it out to see what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, very funny. The characters are all a delight, even when they're dunking other people in a vat of crayfish. Which was also very funny scene. But the plot is, I think, more complex than it needs to be. But still, the characters I think carry it through. So check that one out.
And we'll be right back with our next review.